Okay, in this part we are going to discuss the cosmological models of this universe. The cosmological model is a mathematical description of this universe, which tries to explain the regions of its current aspects and describes its evolution during time. The cosmological model accounts for the observation and be able to make predictions, the, the later observations. The current model are based on general theory of relativity of Einstein, but he thought that the universe had to be static, so he introduced a term called a cosmological constant into his equations. Later, Hubble, by his telescope, he observed that the galaxies are going away from each other. So he proposed that universe is basically is effectively expanding. So the expanding in concept of expanding universe is coming to exist. So the static universe is the concept of static universe is demolished. So, what is the hypothesis of this? This cosmological models have three concepts. One is the hypothesis. Second is the geometry, and the third is the its parameters, etc. So, we'll be starting with the hypothesis. The first hypothesis of the cosmological model rests on the cosmological principle that Earth has no reason for standing at the center of this universe, as we know, or in any privileged area. According to this hypothesis, the universe is considered as homogeneous. That is, it presents the same properties everywhere on this cosmological scale. And it is isotropic, that is, it always has the same properties in every direction where you could look. Here, one thing, interesting thing is there. Uh, once in the book of Stephen Hawking, the famous book, The Brief History of Time, it has he has written that the universe, the expanding universe can be considered as can be explained with the help of a balloon expanding balloon. Then somebody have asked him to explain. Then he said that if you put when a balloon is not blown, if you to put two mark on it by pin, give two mark on the surface on its surface closely and closely mark it 2 points, then start expanding. Then what will happen, these two mark will be go on uh, expanding, means that their separation will be go on increasing with if the balloon is blown. Then he said that the universe is also expanding in the similar way. uh, the galaxies are going away from each other, or if we consider incoming galaxies which are going to collide, then also those galaxies will be going away from some other galaxies. So this way the whole universe is expanding. Then one asks that to why then the universe is look like same in all direction and in all time. Then he said that yes, there is a probability of that not probability, it is fact that if there is a separation between two galaxies, and also in this vacant area there may be some creation of new galaxies. So universe from all direction looks the same, and also at from different time, all time the universe looks as the same. uh, this is explained in this book, A Brief History of Time, written by Stephen Hawking. So it is said here that the universe is considered as isotropic, that is, it always has the same properties in every direction where you could look. So these laws are the same and in any place of and any time. Considering the content of universe, a perfect fluid is another hypothesis. The characteristic dimensions of its constituents are negligible in front of the distance which separates them. Here we present the model parameters. There are few parameters associated with this model. In order to in order to describe the model completely, the three parameters are: first one is the Hubble constant. It characterizes the rate of expansion of this universe. And second one is the mass density parameter, omega. It measures the ratio between the density rho of the studied universe and the critical density omega c, linked with the Hubble constant, and it is given by omega equal to rho by rho c. So the current value of this parameter is noted as omega naught. So we'll be going with omega naught. We'll be discussing with the help of omega naught. And the third one is cosmological constant, delta. Sorry, lambda, capital lambda, and it represents the force opposing to the gravitation. The evolution of the universe is realized according to the amount of matter inside. A great quantity of matter will result in a closed universe. This will end in its initial state. So, if the gravity is very dense, means very high density is there, then our parameter omega naught become larger than 1. If that is so, the curve with time, the size and times curve of the universe will follow this path. It will be expanding and expanding for certain time, up to a certain time. Then again, further increase of with further increase of time, it will be having a big range, from the Big Bang to Big Range. So if it is so, then this will be a closed universe. A low amount of matter will result in an open universe, which an infinite expansion. If the gravity is low, then omega naught will be uh, less than 1. Happening if that is happening, then the universe will follow a straight line like this, and it will be having an infinite expansion, so that will be an open universe. And the value, if the value is omega naught is equal to 1, then that will be lead to the case of a flat universe. If omega naught equal to 1, then the scenario will be like this, and that will be a flat universe. Okay, so there are three concept of universe: one is closed, one is open, one is flat. So, and this quantity omega naught will define the situation of these three universe. Now coming to the cosmological model, uh, we know that here we are going to discuss the geometry of this universe. The density of matter inside the universe determines its geometry. If we have a high density, then we'll obtain a closed universe with a positive curvature. Omega naught is greater than 1, then we'll be having a closed kind of universe. So if this, say for example, this is the starting point, then universe has been expanded, then it will be coming towards an end. Okay, so if density is lower than this critical density, we'll be obtaining an open universe. Omega naught is less than 1, then we are to have an universe whose geometry is like this. And if the density is exactly equal to the critical density, we'll having a flat universe, omega naught, for which omega naught equal to 1. So this is a flat universe. But the recent investigation with the help of WMAP, that is a satellite, and the Planck satellite confirms the hypothesis of a flat universe. Still, there are huge debate on this issue. So we have studied the cosmological models, who's having some hypothesis, and it is defined by some terminology, and it has some we have three different kind of universe which may exist, uh, depending on the value of this parameter omega naught. If very high density of the universe is very high, then it will be a closed one. If density is a little lower than the previous case, then it will be an open. And if we have omega value omega not equal to 1, then that will be a flat universe concept. So up to here we end this classes. uh, we have come across the Big Bang synthesis, nucleosynthesis. Then we come across the cosmological, chronology of the universe. Then cosmological models. And if you have any problem, we are ending here. If you have any problem to understand, you can contact me. Uh, you know my contact number. And we are ending the all this discussion here. So in the next, we are presenting you this figure is this picture, and I say that here I stop my journey with you, but you must keep going on towards the destination you've been for. So thank you so much for bearing me these 2 years, and all the best for your future endeavors. So thank you so much. uh, be safe at home until your classes reopen. Thank you so much. Take care.